Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to a beautiful day in Houston, Texas. As you can see, I have a flashlight in my hand. And so what I'm going to be doing is showing you what the dealer forgot to take off of my car. Now, I'm pretty sure if you are a GR Corolla driver, you are very familiar with this, but they forgot to take off the spring spacers. And I kind of want to show you kind of how funny it is that they put the oil change sticker right next to the manufacturer's sticker that shows a coil spring, the spacer, and to remove the sticker from the windshield, there's the coil spring and there's the spacer, remove that from the windshield, and they put their oil change sticker right next to this sticker. Now, I'm not going to show the dealer just to kind of, don't think it's appropriate, but let me go ahead and shine up here. So I was driving around, and man, when I went over some bumps, it was pretty jarring. Now, I thought maybe it was just hitting the bump stops. Not a big deal, but you should be able to see the spring spacer. Let me zoom in. You can see the bottom half of it right there, and then there's the top half of it. And then I'm going to remove them, but let me show you the other side as well. And of course, I'm just documenting this. And my car only has 250 miles before I noticed it. But yeah, here's a very clear view of the spring spacer. Now, what's funny was I actually looked up there a couple times and I didn't find it. I didn't really know what I was looking for, but after a while I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not good. Mainly, I was checking my brake rotors. As you can see, there is some pretty, you see those rings around that. It's getting better, but those rings were actually more pronounced before. After I've been doing a bed-in procedure for my GR Corolla because these discs, unfortunately, when I got it from the dealer, it had a huge pad imprint. You can see a little bit of it, still left, but that was a pad imprint from them washing the car and then basically not drying off the car and just stopping it and letting it sit there for a couple days or weeks or whatever. I don't even know. It may have came from the port also like that. When they wash it at the manufacturing facility, or I'm sorry, when they wash it at the port, maybe. I really don't know. But anyways, the water basically caused the pad to stick to the rotor, and then it left this huge imprint, and basically that's how it gets problems. That's how a rotor is basically ruined. I've done some research, and rotors, they can actually last a really long time depending on the pad material. I'm hoping these stock ones, I can get them to last a really long time because they are two-piece, they're slotted. Of course, you can upgrade them, sure, to lighter rotors, cross-drill, make it look better, but if I can keep the stock ones two-piece, I'm perfectly I'm perfectly fine with that. So I'll be measuring, the run out, the thickness of it. And of course, I'll be bedding in the pads very nicely and easily. That way, these rotors should be able to last a really, really, really long time, just like the batteries. So anyways, also probably tomorrow, I already basically filled up the gas tank of the WRX. It is pretty much ready to go up on the jack stand. So I'm going to probably do that this weekend. And then next weekend, I'm going to start working on kind of disassembling all the parts so I can get to the engine mounts and replace those. But yeah, I just want to kind of show you guys that. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove the spring spacers. I will show you guys the spring spacers after I remove it. It's really easy. All you got to do is just jack up the car, let the coil spring kind of stretch out a little bit, and then you can just take out the spacer. So I'll take care of that as well. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to walk my dogs. So see you guys in a bit. I did want to show you guys the spring spacers that the dealer left in. Here they are. It's pretty cool. It says GR on the side, so I guess you can make them collector's editions. They look exactly alike. I went ahead and labeled each one, the driver's side and the passenger side. Relatively easy to take out, as I imagine. I just used my jack and jacked it up. This is just a low-profile Harbor Freight jack. There's a lot of space. I mean, there's quite a bit, but I am going to put a body kit. I think it's going to lower to about this height, so I may have some issues. I probably need to test the emergency jack to make sure it works, but also want to show you this guy. I got this from ECS Tuning. This is actually meant for a BMW, but it's got the one slot, and then on this side it's got, I don't know how this works, the two slot one, but I got this from ECS Tuning. It's a Euro tuning company, but I know you can get these on Amazon a lot cheaper, but I did want to show this to you guys. I mean, it definitely protects the welds. The Corolla weld, for some reason, it actually is curved like this, but it fits perfectly into this slot. So that's a great thing. Today is actually a really nice day. Wasn't expecting that. So I am going to take out the Corolla for a drive. I actually was going to wait to take out these spacers, because once you raise a car and you lower it again, the camber changes for the wheel. So the wheel actually, if this is going up and down, the wheel actually goes inward a little bit, because when you raise it, it kind of goes like that, and then you put it down again, it goes out like that. So you got funny camber on there. So I wasn't a big fan of that, letting it sit for a week with funny camber. But since it is a nice day, I decided to take out the jack pads. Had to move a whole bunch to the side to get to this side of the car. Had a whole bunch of my presses and all that stuff. But yeah, here's the WRX. If I have time today, I am going to jack it up. It's already in storage mode for the most part, so I'm just going to get it together and put it up on the jack stands and start disassembling everything, getting it ready for the engine mounts. That's the first thing that you got to do, because you got to basically take apart everything in the WRX to get to the engine mounts, and then from the engine mounts, when you put the car back together, that's when I will put the parent pitch stop and the transmission mount. Also, if you guys have WRXs, there is an electronic powered steering module. They actually make brackets for that, heavier duty brackets that is on the WRX S4 in Japan. I'll show you that mod. I actually already have that mod in there. I was going to tell you guys about it, but it was actually the day that I found out that the STI was going to be discontinued, so it was one of the worst videos. I just looked really sad, and I was kind of mumbling, so I just deleted that video, saved it for a later date to do a review. And what better time than now? I'll be able to access it because you do have to remove the mid-pipe to get to it, and I got to remove the mid-pipe anyways in order to jack up the engine. But yeah, I'm going to take out the GR Corolla today. I am going to also take out the RCF. The GS, I think I'm going to let her sit today. Do a little bit of just stancing in the garage, I guess. Let her sit pretty. And, actually, it's so clean, the car. I really want to wash her again and use the Griot's ceramic coating. But it really doesn't need any washing. I mean, you guys probably can't tell because of the glare, but man, this car is so beautiful. It is so shiny. Black is my favorite color of choice for cars. That doesn't mean every car I have is going to be black. I'm just saying that, I really like black. If I ever get a Porsche GT3 or GT3 RS, I actually may get those in black, if possible. I have no idea how to get an allocation for those unless you spend like $1 million at the dealership, which is basically what they told me. I mean, they basically were just like, yeah, if you want to get a GT3 allocation with us, and this is in Houston, you gotta spend about $500,000 to $1 million first, and then we'll give you the allocation. I was just like, no, I'm good. I'm good with that. Yeah, I don't know what happened. I think I was using the camera. I started to zoom in. I don't know where it stopped. I kind of want to just drive my cars, but I was talking about a Porsche GT3. Just a quick note, I really would like to get an allocation without having to spend all the money of buying all these previous Porsches. I understand you probably got to pay a little over MSRP, but it is a goal of mine. I'm going to figure it out, how to get an allocation for a GT3 and a GT3 RS. But before that, I don't even have a place for it to park, so I've got plenty of time to think about it. I've got plenty of enjoyment in the garage currently, so I'm definitely going to enjoy this beautiful JDM collection. Another thing I want to show you guys was the battery maintainer that I have, battery tender, I guess. It is a PulseTech XC400. I actually bought this also with the Quad Link, what is it called? Quad Link charging port or whatever. Here it is right here. I bought it as a package deal from PulseTech directly. They give you a whole bunch of other stuff. I guess included in the package that you can't get online from other retailers. But yeah, this thing is pretty cool. Oh, sorry, my Siri is just being. But when I first hooked this up, it couldn't hit 100. It went to 75, and it couldn't get to 100. But the battery tested at 100 with an independent battery tester. So I called PulseTech, and interestingly enough, he told me that the reason why I was at 75 is because the sulfation mode was on, and it could detect that the battery could be charged more by desulfating it. So it was desulfating it, and then it finally charged it, I think, after 2 days to 100%. So actually the battery capacity went up using this device, and that's supposedly what it does. It desulfates it. I think I'm going to use this maybe 3-4 times a year. Just let it run for 1 month on the cars. The multi-link allows you to connect 4 batteries at the same time. It just alternates between each battery, I think 15 minutes. So you let it run for like a month on 4 cars. It'll desulfate the batteries. The thing about the Corolla is that it has, well, the hood's closed, but it has charging posts under the hood. And I talked to the Pulse tech, and he said, unfortunately, I have to connect it directly to the battery in the cargo area. So unfortunately, that's something I have to do. But it does come with a special, I guess, hook system that can loop around the battery terminals and stay there permanently. So I can just unhook and rehook and unhook and rehook the battery. I guess for the month or so that I desulfated. I mean, I'm not going to use this all the time, just because I don't think it's necessary. I mean, I've got these other smaller trickle chargers that I can use throughout the year. But yeah, definitely look forward to using it. I'm testing it out right now. I'm just testing on the WRX battery. That's why there's only one hookup right now for the battery maintainer. It came with a 25-foot extension cord, so I can run it all the way to the battery over there for the WRX. And I'm just going to run it for maybe a week or two. I'm going to check the distilled water level in the battery to see what happened to it, just to make sure that if there's anything else that I need to be aware of while I'm desulfating the battery. So anyways, I think it's a great device. Hopefully it does what it says it does, and according to people's reviews, it makes batteries last. Some people claim about 10 years, after the battery has basically died. Couldn't hold any more charge. People used this desulfator, battery maintainer, and it brought the battery back to life for another 5-6 years. So my assumption is if this car's brand new and I'm using this desulfator, I'm hoping for 15, 20 years. I'm hoping these batteries never have to get replaced. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Look forward to driving my cars. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day. Bye-bye.